So it's been about 3 years since we laid this Cali bamboo flooring, and it's held up excellent. In my opinion, it looks just as good now as the day that we laid it. Overall, we laid about 1,800 square feet in the house, so I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough so you can visualize about how much that is. What I really like about the floor is that it's durable and really easy to take care of. All you gotta do is sweep it and mop it with a laminate flooring cleaner and you're good to go. So even though this floor is very durable, the aluminum oxide finish can get scratched. Here I had a felt pad that was on the bottom of a chair that fell off over time, and then it didn't get caught right away, so then it kind of made these light scratches in the floor. Now this wouldn't show up as much if the floor was a lighter color, but since this floor is a darker color, more things are going to show up. If I had to do it over again, I probably would have picked a slightly lighter color floor. Also, I would highly recommend getting one of their floors that is already somewhat distressed. That way, as the floor gets scratched and gouged in the future, they're just going to blend right in and you're not going to have to worry about it. So to fix any scratches or gouges, all it takes is a little bit of Old English. Now, this floor works with this particular color. You may have to get a different color if you have a different color floor. This is fossilized Java, just if you're wondering. So you just take a little bit of the Old English, put it on the floor, and then just rub it in. So as you can see, that really works pretty well to cover up a lot of the lighter, finer scratches. But if you have any really deep gouges, what you really need to do is take a Sharpie. In this case, black, because this floor that I have, all of the distressed parts are really dark in color, pretty much black. Other floors, you might need to use a different color Sharpie. But let's say this scratch right here, you can see. So basically, take my Sharpie, just kind of color it in, and then I take a little bit of mineral spirits on a rag, and just lightly wipe it off a little bit. You might have to reapply some here and there as you go. Be careful to not wipe too much off. There's another pretty good gouge. Again, these gouges don't really happen besides under furniture, so really you want to make sure you get pads on your furniture. Obviously, it was my fault for not catching it in time. So I'm not sure how well you guys can tell, but this floor definitely looks a lot better after doing that. If you get really close, you can see a few scratches that kind of show up a little bit, but for the most part, no one would ever notice. What I might do later is take a brown marker and kind of go over it a little bit. Other than that, I'm not going to worry about it because it's under a chair, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it is very easy to fix the scratches if you need to or want to. So overall, I am really happy with the floor. I would put it in again, however, I probably would do a lighter color and I would make sure that it is distressed, which this is. That way you can hide scratches, as a dark floor shows everything, and if you happen to have a scratch that is pretty deep, if it's distressed, it's going to blend in. So definitely go with a lighter color, go with something that's distressed. But overall, I don't know if any of you watched my first video. I'll put a link in the description. If you watched the first video, I whacked it with a hammer as hard as I could. 4-pound sledge. Again, barely a dent, and I swung that pretty hard. And then I set it a small scrap piece in water overnight, and it didn't swell up. So that says a lot for the durability of this floor in the long run. Just make sure you use felt pads under all furniture and things like that, because it will create marks over time. It may not dent, but you'll see it in the surface of your finish. Also, I'm pretty sure back when I put in this floor, all they had available was the tongue and groove system. Now they have a lock-in-place floating floor that looks pretty interesting. I would probably consider putting that in as well. Also, one more thing to watch out for with this floor is splinters. Along the edge here, if there's any pieces that are loose, make sure you pull them clean off, because these things make nasty splinters that hurt and they go deep. I had it happen to me a couple times in my hand when I was laying the floor, so one thing to watch out for. Also, in my previous video, I mentioned how hard this floor actually is. There's this test where they press a ball bearing that's about, I think, 1 inch in diameter halfway down into this wood, and then they measure the pounds of force that it takes to do that. So this floor takes approximately 5,400 pounds, I believe, to press the ball bearing halfway through, versus red oak that takes 1,200 pounds. So since it's that durable, that means that it's that much harder to nail. So you got to make sure that you use the correct nail gun and the correct nails when nailing this down. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of trouble. The directions say that you have to acclimatize the floor for 2 weeks before putting it down. That way it'll take care of any expansion and contraction issues that you might have. And this involves taking every single piece out of the packaging and then laying them in a crosshatch pattern on the floor and just letting them set. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like and subscribe. Thanks.